And welcome to another edition of A Shave and a Song. Welcome everyone. If you found yourself at this channel because you did either a shaving video search or a particular song search and this isn't what you expected, don't click away. Just stick with us just for a little bit. If you need to jump down into the comment section, you'll see a link that'll jump right to the beginning of the song if you want to hear the song. But this is kind of an eclectic show. We go through and shave with a straight razor, or at least I go through and shave with a straight razor. And at the same time, we talk about a piece of music and we play it. It's kind of a nice way to introduce you to some new pieces of music or refamiliarize you with music that you haven't heard for a while. It's just an all-around great time to do something that I have to do every single day, which is shave, but also engage in something that I'm very, very passionate about, and that is music. So welcome everyone. Stick with us. Who knows? It's a fun show. At least I have fun with it. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe if you would. That way you can be notified of future shows. We've done quite several, quite a few so far, and played some really great music, and today is no exception. Going to be shaving today with Barrister and Man Seville. I got this one around Christmas time. Really enjoy it. It's a good flavor, a good scent. And so I'm going to go ahead and I've been blooming the soap while I was in the shower, and so now I'm going to go ahead and rub some of that bloom water on my beard just to keep it moist while I build some lather up in my scuttle. So I hope you all are doing well. We finally reached a point in time in the month of April where I think we've turned a corner on this cold weather, thank goodness. And I hope wherever you are that's the same. Starting to enjoy some very warm sunny days. To the point where that dreaded task is once again about to start, and that is mowing the lawn. You know, I'd rather mow the lawn than shovel snow, I guess. So, all right, gonna go ahead and build the lather. Get that all going. Barrister and Man does a great job of building the lather. It does take a little bit of water. Kind of thirsty on that account. And that's the thing about using different shaving creams is you have to, each one has their own style and way of lathering up. Some just take a little bit of water, not much at all, and some are pretty thirsty and you really have to add a little bit of water as you go just to get the texture of the cream that you really want. And so I'm slowly building it up, making sure it gets on saturated into the brush. Most times when I use a shaving cream, it doesn't take this long to build the lather, but since I do 3 passes, I really want to make sure that I've built a good lather, and I really have. This is a nice lather, and so I'll build upon it just a little more. I got to get some out of here because, you know, I hate wasting it. It's such a good cream, shaving cream. So I'll whip it up just a little bit more in my scuttle. I like that. A lot of people don't use a scuttle. I've said this before. It's kind of a preference thing. I like the scuttle just because it keeps my shaving cream warm throughout the entire shave. You know, I do 3 passes with a straight razor, and the scuttle keeps the shaving cream warm. And I like that. But it really, I don't know that it serves any other purpose other than that. All right, so as we get ready to apply the cream and go through our first pass, I'm going to introduce our first artist. As you know, we kind of talk about it during the first pass, and then we play the song on the second pass. And today I want to introduce an artist that I'm pretty sure everybody, it's actually 2 artists, but we'll get there. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with. His name is Daryl Hall. Now don't click away just because I said that word. Stay with me. You may recognize Daryl Hall from the band in the 80s, Hall and Oats. And they were a band that was very popular in the 80s, although that's not what we're doing today. Today we're going to feature a song by Daryl Hall only and his studio band and a guest musician, or a couple of guest musicians. Daryl Hall went on to have a solo career, and then I think around 2007, he launched a TV program, TV show, in which he invites guests, artists in to play at his house. He has his own, it's a really nice studio in his house, and he invites them over for a meal in which they cook, and then they get together and they play some songs, and the songs they play are a combination of his own works with Hall and Oats as well as numbers that the guest artists are familiar for or famous for, you know. And he's had guests in like Cheap Trick has been there. Todd Rundgren has been there. There's a lot of great musicians who've been there, and he invites them in, and they, like I said, it's kind of a program, lasts about an hour, in which you get to see them talk about you know, how they came up through the business or what they were doing in music as they're sitting down to eat, and then they all go into the studio and they jam out a little while. Again, combination of Daryl Hall's music as well as some of the songs of the guest artists. So I'm going to start my first pass and then we'll continue talking. I didn't say it earlier, but I'm using my Dobo 6/8 Bismarck today. I don't have a lot of straight razors to choose from, I just have two. And I don't care, I like them both. They both do a really good job. I just put this one on a 10,000 grit stone to kind of refresh the edge. I had the door open a little bit for a while, but the mirror is starting to fog up a little bit. So the artist that I'm featuring today with Daryl Hall is Chromeo. Now I must admit, I don't know anything about Chromeo. From what I have seen of them, both on the show and, excuse me, and kind of on YouTube, they're a two-piece, guitar player and a keyboardist. Kind of a hip-hop funk band. And that's about all I know of them. But what I do know is when they were featured as guest artists on Live from Daryl's House, I really enjoyed what they did. It's always nice to freshen up the blade. You can really tell a difference when you shave with one that's been refreshed. There we go. First pass down. So Chromeo, as I said, is from what I know of them, and I will fully admit I don't know a lot about them. They're a two-piece, a guitar player and a keyboardist. The keyboardist, at least, I'm going to feature the song "I Can't Go For That." That's what they played. That's when I first noticed them or heard about them, is when I was watching this. I think I was watching this on Access TV when it came out, but I think it's been shown on, you know, it's been in syndication on VH1 and MTV maybe, but I think Access TV is where I came across Live from Daryl's House. And when they played "I Can't Go For That," I loved it. I mean, I remember when "I Can't Go For That" came out on the Hall and Oats album Private Eyes from 1981. And I think this is somewhere around 2008, 2009 that they appeared on the show. And I really like this version. They funked it up a little bit and kind of rebirthed the song. And I think that it could easily have been released, at least in my opinion, it could have easily been released in that time frame, you know, 2008, 2009, in the new form they did it, and I think it would have done just as well. So the keyboard player on this particular number, if you know what a talk box is, if you're familiar with like Joe Walsh or Peter Frampton, and they talk through their guitar, and what it is, it's a little tube that runs up the microphone stand, and then the guitar player can put it in his mouth or her mouth, turn off the amplifier that the guitar is normally playing through, and redirects it through that pipe, that hose. And so the guitar sound comes through the hose, goes into the artist's mouth, the player's mouth, and the shape of the mouth determines the sound, and you can talk through it, and then the amplifier becomes the microphone. You know, you're talking to the mic, and that's what puts the sound out. And that's what the keyboardist is using on this song, "I Can't Go For That." And you'll hear him talk through his keyboard, and it's really neat. I mean, it's not a new technology. Like I said, it's been around for a long time. Joe Walsh, Peter Frampton, probably people before that, but those are the two that I think really made it famous. And you'll hear it in here. So let's go ahead and listen to Live from Daryl's House with the band Chromeo playing the 1981 hit from Hall and Oats, "I Can't Go For That," with Chromeo. And maybe the song is called "No Can Do."
Now my soul say no go, and yeah, I'll do anything you want me to.
There you go. What do you think of that? I like it. Daryl Hall with Chromeo, I Can't Go For That, No Can Do. You know, I gotta say, whatever you think of the band Hall and Oats, you know, they were okay. I grew up during that time, and so I remember them having hits on the radio, and I remember when this was released originally. And it was okay. Wasn't something that I would listen to in my car cruising Main Street. But this version I would. I really like, they've really done a nice job with it. I like how the song has been recreated or rebirthed with this get together. And no matter what your opinion is of Hall and Oats, or especially Daryl Hall, you got to admit the man has taken care of his voice. He's exercised his voice, and he still has pipes. So you got to give credit where credit is due. You have to recognize talent, even if you are not exactly thrilled with the style that talent engages in. And here's me being a little bit of a hypocrite here. I've been enjoying this number for a long time, quite some number of years, and yet I've never really explored Chromeo. So shame on me, I admit it. Not practicing what I preach. So I'm going to have to make a point to do that now that I've been called out on it. I'll go ahead and put a link to the YouTube video in the description, so if you want to watch the video, you certainly can. And then I would encourage you to check out Live from Daryl's house. I don't know if it's still in production. I don't know. I don't get to see a lot of TV much anymore, or at least I don't. I'm kind of one of those guys that when I turn the TV on, I just whip through the channels and see what's on, and if I don't see it, then I'm not really looking for it to see when the next time it's on. But it very well could be, because I know last year they did Cheap Trick, brand new, so it was still in production as of last year. I hope you check it out. They've got, and I'm going to be featuring, sometime in the future, I've got another artist that teamed up with Daryl Hall, and I can't remember. I think we already featured her, Candace Springs. I lose track of who we've featured on this show. And it seems to me that I've already played Candace Springs, Meet Me in the Sky. I'll have to go back and look. But if we haven't, I am going to be playing that one, if I haven't already. But something tells me that I already did that. I'll have to go and look. But if I've already done it, check out the channel and look for Candace Springs on this channel, and you'll see that that's another artist that was playing with Daryl Hall and his band from Live from Daryl's house. Great. I think it's a great program. Fantastic idea. All right, so what I did is I just cleaned my razor with alcohol, wiped it down with the cotton ball and alcohol, just to kind of clean the residue off if I left any on there, and to make sure that there's no wet spots as it dries. And now I'm cleaning out the brush. I usually don't do the cleaning on this video. Usually I do all the cleaning after I've turned the video off, but my pattern throughout the rest of the days when I'm not taping is to clean everything and then put the aftershave on. So I've kind of already started the cleaning, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. And then we'll put the aftershave on, so if you can bear with me just a little bit. I know many of you may click off at this point, but I do want to say that I cleaned the soap as well, not just the scuttle and not just the brush, the shaving brush. And I wipe down the razor, and then I'll strop it later, to make sure it has an edge. But here's what the soap looks like, after I've whipped it up and used it and made nice lather. Well, I want to get all this residue out. I don't know that it's important. I don't know if it's necessary. I just like to clean it. So I'll wet down the outside. I'll do a quick run around with my thumb on the inside just to make sure that all the residue is out of there, the soap scum, if you will. And so now it's clean. Then what I'll do is I will kind of leave the lid off for the afternoon, the morning and afternoon, and let it dry out. And then I'll put the lid back on and put it away and choose the next soap for tomorrow. Okay, so again, we're shaving soap today was Barrister and Manseville. Obviously, I'm going to complement that with Barrister and Manseville aftershave. Dry the hands a little bit, they were a little wet. There we go. This is a good one. They're all good. You know, I don't think that I bought any that I hate. I love them all. About time to trim the beard, I think. All right. Woohoo! Good shave today. I love shaving with a straight razor, and I love playing music while I'm shaving, and I hope that you enjoyed Daryl Hall and Chromeo today, live from Daryl's house. I can't go for that, no can do. And check it out. Join us again. Make sure you hit the like button and maybe even subscribe. And until next time, live life, everyone, and happy shaving!